Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear KevOnStage, where I take your questions and give you the best, worst advice on planet Earth. You want to submit a question? You can do so at dearkev@KevOnStage.com. And this podcast is now available on YouTube, Facebook, and all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and the like. Let's get into our first question. Thank you for joining us today. Dear Kev, I met a woman who is drop dead gorgeous, has a good job, and we share a lot of stuff in common. We even met at a church mission and happened to live close enough to each other to be in a relationship. Everything was perfect until she told me she used to be in a serious relationship with her cousin. So serious that they were discussing having kids and marriage and the chances of them having deformed children. Besides that, she was perfect. Should I leave the past be the past? Am I the only one that finds it weird? I never even thought of being in such a scenario happening because we're both black and from Cape Town, South Africa. I don't know if this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Wow. Well, listen. Should you date a woman who was in a serious relationship with her cousin? The answer is very simple. Of course you should. If she was willing to go that far and do the research and check the gene pool and say, hey, man, what are the chances that we have some Hunchback of Notre Dame children? You know this woman is down. She gonna take a charge for you. She gonna make black-eyed peas. Whatever y'all eat in Cape Town, South Africa, she gonna make it for you. She's gonna do the research. This woman was willing to risk having birth defect children for love. She knows the societal implications of love, of loving your cousin, and you're questioning if it's okay. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to be like, hey, man, wasn't she dating her cousin? No. Yes. It's not like they were going to get married or anything. Are you the only one that thinks that's weird? No, I think the majority of society would think dating your first cousin, marrying them, like they kissed. Like they kissed. They weighed the option and kissed. Now, it's one thing to kiss your cousin and you don't know your cousins. Happened in Arrested Development. It was funny. It's another thing to know ahead of time. Like, did they grow up together? It was just like, my auntie's son, boy, if we weren't related, matter of fact, I don't even care if we are related. That's going to be my boo. Of course you marry that woman. What's going on in Cape Town, man? Are there not a lot of people around? I feel like she should have been like, yeah, man, he's cute, but I mean, come on, man. You know, Thanksgiving's going to be weird. Like, how do you even announce it? Did she go so far as to say, man, you know what? I could just say it at Thanksgiving. Like, could you pass the mac and cheese and also I'm marrying your son? Well, I'm sorry, what? How did that come up in conversation? Hey, you know what, man, this has just been great. I mean, you're so cute and all that. I want to get serious with you, but before I do, I almost married my cousin. Is that going to be a problem? The fact that you have to ask means you're concerned. You shouldn't be. This is your life. She didn't marry the cousin. She didn't have a dolphin baby. Because that's why I felt like the baby was going to come out looking like Flipper with the two legs together. She didn't do it, man. She weighed her options and made the right choice. That's what wives do. Thank you for your question. As always, everybody remains anonymous, especially with questions like these. What's up, Kev? I have a problem. I'm a young preacher and I can't stop smoking the weed. It's a habit I put down years ago, but for now, the last year or so, I've been smoking. That's what I've been doing. I've been smoking. Any tips on quitting? If you could slide some real advice under the jokes, that would be cool. I gotta stop blowing trees. P.S. Wife be blowing too. Are we horrible? Listen, guys, your favorite character in the Bible is just Moses. He had the burning bush. You just like Moses, man. Come on. Now, here's the thing. Was that Moses? Pretty sure it was Moses, right? I don't want to. Yeah, Moses, Egypt, the burning bush. You know, that whole thing, he probably was like, man, I'm tripping. Here's the thing, okay? Can you smoke the weed and be a pastor? Well, it depends. And here's why. Weed is legal in some states. Weed is legal in California. Are you breaking the law if you smoke the weed? No. In California, at least, it's no different than taking a sip of some wine. Weed, wine, it's totally dependent on you. The Bible talks about not breaking the laws of the land. Is it illegal where you live? If it's illegal, then you're breaking the law. It's going to be hard to be sitting up under a pastor who's continuously breaking the law. Do you have a medical condition on us? Josh is here. I want to make sure his language is spoken. Do you have a medical condition on us? Do you need it? Do you have glaucoma or severe pain or nausea? Has your doctor prescribed the weed for anxiety? Is it a medical thing? See no problem smoking the weed if it's medical. If none of these are true, if you're just illegally smoking the weed, that's a different story. Here's the thing that you're going to have to weigh. When you're a pastor, people look at you as a leader, a guide. If you come in about to preach from on high while you are high, it's going to be tough to hear from you. Like, man, I think pastor was on that loud. His clothes smell like weed, indica, sativa. These are terms I've heard in Los Angeles. People smoke the weed. My children, we used to go to the barbershop, and the barbers will always smoke and then come back. So now my kids think weed smells like the barbershop. So wherever around and somebody's smoking weed, they're like, man, it smells like the barbershop in here. I'm like, oh, kids, that ain't the fade you're thinking. So yes. Ask yourself those questions. Am I illegal? Am I breaking the law? How is this going to be interpreted? A lot of pastors I know, the stuff they do in the privacy of their own home, they don't let the people know because people can't take it. People are like, you drinking, you're watching Bad Girls Club, Game of Thrones. How can I hear from you? And that's what you're going to run into. Whether it's legal or not, people are going to say, man, my pastor is on that weed. I sold him a dime bag of marijuana. And he want to talk about God? It's going to be tough. Next question from Dear Kev at KevOnStage. And thank you guys for sending them in. Always, you won't have to worry about me ever using your name. Feel free. Dear Kev, this is long, but please indulge me. My god kids are in danger of being stuck on stupid. I met their parents about 13 years ago when we attended the same church. At that time, I honestly thought the husband was learning disabled, but turns out he's not. He's just functionally illiterate. His wife isn't much better. Still, they are great people with tremendous hearts. The wife and I became besties. She got mad at me when I corrected her word usage and off-the-wall pronunciations. Her spelling is even worse. She barely managed to get her GED a few years ago, so she should qualify to work places a little better at the job she's had in the past. Since she got her GED, she loves to tell people that she's smart. The couple has 3 beautiful children. The oldest is in middle school. The younger 2 are in elementary school. I noticed the other child's speech is improving the longer he's been in school thanks to the influence of his peers and educators. The younger 2, who are my godkids, are in elementary and sound like their parents. I try to help them, but they're with their parents more. Last week, my friend wrote a post on Facebook proclaiming that she was homeschooling the kids this year. She spelled the school with 1 O. Within the hour, a few mutual friends blew up my messenger telling me that I need to talk to her to stop this travesty. She has joined homeschooling pages and is super excited. Should I tell her to send my babies to public school? It started this week and they can still catch up. I'm afraid that she will turn all 3 of them into some mush-mouth talking, illiterate, stuck on stupid adults. I am the godparent, not the parent. How do I handle this? 3 bright minds are at stake. Man, misspelling school and the announcement that you're going to put your kids in homeschool by you is a tough gig. Here's what you do. You let her homeschool these babies. Okay? And then you call the state on her and you say, hey, I'm a concerned parent. These are dumb kids. And I feel like someone's got to go in and test them. Isn't there some curriculum in homeschool that makes sure you're measured against other kids? There's some standardized testing that you can do. If not, take your kids over there with her kids, have a birthday party, and plan activities that can make her realize her kids are not as smart as regular kids. Okay? Call the police on them. Or just let them be dumb, because God loves babies and fools. Bless them little dumb babies. God will still love them people. A lot of dumb people in the world. They're doing just fine. At least they'll be protected from homeschooling. They won't get bullied or pushed around or have drugs pushed in their face. Have you seen Euphoria? Have you seen what's happening in these regular schools? It's terrifying. Maybe they're a little dumber, but I mean, does it really matter? What has dumb stopped people from doing? There's a lot of dumb people in the world who are rich, millionaires, politicians. Be likable. That's more important than being smart. People even like smart people. Oh, I'm smart. I know math equations. Let people be dumb in peace. You can't stop a woman who thinks she's smart from raising her own kids. All you can do is shame and embarrass her. That's what you do. Dear Kev, 2 years ago, my aunt borrowed $10 from me. It was a I need it right now moment, and she had no cash on her. Now, time has gone by, and my dad recently said she was being kicked out of her apartment. Honestly, I want to feel sad. I really do, but I remember she owes me $10. I do very good for myself. I own 3 businesses and a couple chains across the U.S. But I think she feels because I'm doing well that she doesn't have to pay me. How do I go about asking for my money? Now, I read this 3 or 4 times to make sure you really said $10. Your aunt owe you $10 and you're doing so well and you can't let the 10 go? You are in the wrong line of business. You should be in the mob. You should be hemming people up, a bookmaker. If you are doing that well in life and 2 years ago your aunt borrowed $10 and you like, hey, ho. I know you going through, but I need my money, Auntie. This is 2 Thanksgiving. You come up on the 3rd Thanksgiving. You talking about not giving me my 10? What you think you gonna play me, Auntie? What you gonna do to your aunt for $10? What is your Cash App? Can we all get together and send this man $1 each? Actually, that won't even work because obviously you're a man of principle. It ain't been about the $10 in a long time. You looking at your auntie at Thanksgiving like, oh, she thinks she could play me. Oh, you just want to be eating macaroni and cheese in front of my face and hog maws and turkey necks? You don't want to give me my money, Auntie? You playing with my money, Smokey. It's the principle. Smokey and Craig almost died over $200. It's $200. It's the principle. I do think your aunt thinks because you're doing well, she doesn't have to pay you. I don't think you should go about asking your aunt for $10. Do you really need the 10? Obviously, it means more to her than it does to you. Let your auntie be broke in peace. Come on, she never watched you. She never did nothing that was worth $10 to you. Man, you own 3 businesses and got some change and you still want that 10. But you think this is a game? I'm surprised you ain't charge your auntie interest. Let it go, man. The old adage is this: don't let people borrow money unless you can live without getting it back. And that's for larger amounts of money. This is $10, man. That's 2 Popeye spicy chickens. You will live. Whew, tough gig out here in the family streets. Dear Kev, these, by the way, are all from my email. Haven't had to read any from 6 Brown Chicks. Remember to email me, dearkev@KevOnStage.com. You'll always remain anonymous. Josh, throw the thing in the bottom. The email. You see it right here, guys? It's there. Now it's gone. Show Greg how to do that. I'm having a little dilemma. My best friend has been cheating on her husband for over a decade. She recently confessed by telling me the girls' trip we're taking in December is a chance to be with more men, and she doesn't want me to judge her or tell him. I normally wouldn't because I'm a woman of my word, and I've known her for longer time than I've known him, but he's my husband's best friend, and I tell my husband anything, but I know I can't tell him this. When we hang out, get the kids together, he senses something is off. I can barely look at the poor guy. I want to tell my husband because he's my partner in life, and the secret is too much for my fragile little soul, but I know my friendship with her would be over and maybe my husband's friendship. What do I need to do? They say men are trash. Women are equally, if not more trash. They're just so much smarter than men. They are very rarely caught for their trash acts. 10 years of successful cheating and 10 years of aiding and abetting cheating. Are you a good friend or a bad friend if you let your friend cheat on their husband? Are you good for protecting their secrets or bad for endorsing terrible behavior? Here's what you do. You're sick of it. You're caught in the middle. I've been there. What you do is y'all go on the girls' trip. You film her, unbeknownst to her, secret IP address. Just a kiss. Don't do the sex. Don't catch any of the sex. I'm not saying nude porn, shame, or whatever that thing's called, revenge porn. Catch them kissing in the act. AirDrop that to a new phone. If you have an Android, just don't try this because the video is going to be all grainy and nobody's going to be able to make anything out. And you're going to be like, oh, what is that? Is that even my husband? And it's just the worst thing. Catch them in the act. Buy another iPhone. AirDrop it to that phone. Okay? No IP address. Then email it from an anonymous place to your friend's husband. You can't allow this man to be married to a woman who loves other penises more than his. If you want to cheat that bad, just get divorced. What's the reason she's staying in there? These other peens are attracting her like magnets. She's a refrigerator magnet to the penis of a fridge. And she can't stop. You got to blow up her spot because eventually it's going to cost y'all a relationship. Or tell your husband. The streets has been talking. And then let your husband tell her husband. You can't be the reason she found out. But do you really want to be a friend with a person who do that? Do you? Actually, I take that back. A lot of people are friends with people who cheat and do bad things. And it makes them feel superior. Like, ooh, that girl married to that man and she be cheating on him. I would never do that. I'm not saying that's you, but it could be. I've got friends who've done some stuff. It made me feel like I was better than them. And I was like, ha ha, I'm highfalutin. Catch her in the act. Blow up her spot. Now you have to take no responsibility for the actions. All your friendships are saved. I'm so smart, you guys. I'm giving the best advice ever. Dear Kev, I've been dating my boyfriend for about 3 years, and he's great, handsome, smart, and funny, and is literally my best friend. The problem is I feel like I've gotten too comfortable with him, and the spark is gone. In the meantime, I've met someone else that gives me all the feels, the excitement and butterflies that I used to feel for my man. I can't tell if this is a fleeting thing or if I should end my current relationship to pursue a new one. Should I just cheat and see how I feel afterwards? Also, this new person is a woman. Women, y'all are on some whole other stuff. How are you going to just toss in at the end? Also, the new person is a woman. How often are y'all thinking about cheating? I'm about to call my wife. Let me tell you what. Let me find out. You just thinking about cheating with me. Because it turns out people just be cheating and cheating and cheating. I'm calling her right now, Joshua, and she better answer. She better not be talking to no man. That's 2 rings. Oh, 3 rings? Oh, she's FaceTiming me.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
Have you ever thought about cheating on me?
No.
Okay. You sure?
What are you talking about?
I'm just making sure because I'm doing a lot of these Dear Kev on stage and women just be cheating for 10 days, 10 years, having a whole type of boyfriends. I want to make sure you ain't thinking about it.
Well, if you don't get out of my phone, are you almost done?
Am I almost done? Are you almost done with this marriage? Are you faithful? Are you faithful 100%?
I'm about to be done with this phone call. How about that?
You better not cheat on me. I love you.
Get off my phone.
I love you.
Almost done. I'm on my way.
I'm almost done.
You need to be done by the time I get there. Otherwise, I'm going to...
You need to be faithful. I love you. Bye. And she better had not. Here's your answer. Leave that man. Let him go. I always feel like you can't just cheat and then just come back. Actually, that wasn't what I wanted. You are cheating and questioning your sexuality at once. You got to figure some stuff out. This ain't the time for you to be in a relationship. You don't know what you want. Is he boring? Am I even straight anymore? Take some time off. I don't know whether I want you. I don't know whether I want men at all. Don't keep that man in the dark. Men just be dumb. Everything going okay with me. Meanwhile, your girlfriend might be gay or lesbian. Which one is it? Lesbian? Bi? I don't know. But she's confused. about whether she wants to be in a relationship with you, or you're confused about whether you want to be in a relationship with him, let that man go. Let him have his space. It's football season. He played 2K and Madden. Just let him be dumb in peace. Bless his heart, boy, man. Dear KevOnStage, after going on a few dates with a gorgeous female I liked, she finally invited me to her place for what I assumed was for sex. When she walked in, she said she was going to the bathroom to freshen up. While she was in there, I noticed on her bedstand a box of tissues, a half-gone liquor bottle, and a 9mm pistol. I slept with her that night. Am I crazy? Boy, you trying to die? The only thing worse than that is if she was listening to Beyonce or Mary J. Blige. She got half a bottle of liquor and the hammer, the blammer, and you still went in there like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go taste and see what the Lord is. Boy, is you out of your mind? She had the hammer like, but I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed a tear, I'm gonna kill you. Listen, man, your health is all you have in this world. You can't risk that for some crazy cooch. Crazy coochie's always enticing. Oh, man, she was crazy. Next thing you know, she going to put a gun on you. Yeah, you like that? You like that? Shh, shh. Do you like that? Do you like that? Now you're terrified. She going to smack you in the head with a Molotov cocktail, set your bedroom on fire. She told you she was crazy when you walked in. Now what you finna do? You finna risk it for booty and a biscuit? Let that woman be crazy in peace. She had a tissue, liquor, and the hammer, and you were still like, boy, yeah, I think I'll still partake in the poon. That crazy coochie gonna get you killed. That's all we have for today. Remember, email me, dearkev@KevOnStage.com. If you don't, I'll be relegated to getting advice segments from 6 brown chicks. And I don't want to have to do that. I want to talk to you guys. So don't fret. Remember, this video podcast is now available on audio so you can sneak listen at work. You know you ain't working anyway. Just hide your computer screen. You're like, oh, yeah, I was listening to last week's training session. Why were you laughing? I don't know. I want to make sure you can not work while at work. So the podcast is available. We'll see you next week.